live.
Hey, I forgot how long 30 seconds is.
Chris wanted to be all fancy and not be on the TV, and instead was covered up by the chat.
That's how it was, right? Okay, yeah.
So, assalamu alaikum, my Muslim friends. This is the Islamic Republic of Japan.
Is it?
Yep, and we've launched our.
Is that what the?
Yep, that's what this is. Yeah, it's starting. It's starting. We've launched our 111 missiles to no effect. So happy birthday to America, or death, or whatever. I don't know. This shogunate, sultanate thing is a little new, and I think you're gonna have to work on a new wardrobe. The Sharia law doesn't look kindly on chicks in ties. Did you hear that, misspeak?
No, I've been out of it for like the past 2 weeks. I've been like textbook layout minds.
Oh, deadline, big deadline going on there.
Here's my gripe. It's like what always happens with layout is that it's not the writing, it's not the editing, it's not the stuff before that has that hard deadline. I mean, even though it does, it's always the stuff in the middle that gets squeezed, right? So you're like, cool. Yeah, book's got to go to the printer on not the 21st, like the 26th, right? And then it's like, I'm still waiting on like 4 lessons to hit initial layout here, Chief. What are you doing? Am I the only one who cares that this has to get done? So, yeah, that's it.
Well, fun.
Yeah, so point is like, I've not really been paying attention to anything. Apart, no, that's not true. I was enjoying the couple Instagram reels of people visiting the U.S. for the World Cup, enjoying American food. That was fun. It was kind of uplifting.
Right.
I didn't pay attention to anything for the 250th birthday because why? Why? And World Cup, we got scrubbed. And then, but I think we can have a few of those goals against us canceled. They just need to contact FIFA, and maybe we can, kind of fix the score. I mean, I don't know. They got rid of that red card, so I think. Matt said 250 was a good run. It was 250. We've had a good run. It's time for something else, right? Yeah.
Oh man,
it's kind of funny. Like talking with my kid, like, oh yeah, okay, America's 250 years old. She's like, wow, that's really old, and I'm like. We live in Japan.
Right. The train station is older than...
wow. Yeah.
It wasn't a train station, but it's still, that was the place where everybody...
train stations here older than our country. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Yes. So you're pissing off the carnivore folks?
I don't think so. Okay. So a while back, I'll keep it short. A while back, I think it's Backer Kit. There was a game called Carnivore. Okay, cool. You're playing as dinosaurs kind of after the asteroid impact. And so, like I said on social media, it was kind of funny. You are still playing this grim, dark, fuck you, I got mine, everyone else can die. But I'm like, it's animals. I don't really expect them to work together the way I would hope people do.
Right.
So, anyway, this game Carnivore is by the same team that did 1490 Doom, which looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
The game looks cool. The models that they put together are like as close, I think, as you can get to like authenticity using like current paleontological information and stuff. The rules will be cool. They will be good. I am a bit of a pedant when it comes to like rules and templating, where I'm reading a lot of the stuff and I'm going, that is not worded how you intend it to work.
Right.
And the biggest one was like, there are no ranges on attacks.
Oh.
And everyone's like, yeah, well, it's dinosaurs. They all got teeth and claws. And I'm like, okay, sure. I have played with enough assholes who are going to go, that tail sweep hits you from across the board. And I'm like, nah, it's a tail. He's like, show me the range, right? So like, that's the kind of play. Like, you can't guard against people being complete jerks when it comes to the rules. But I think you really do want the rules, the rules text to reflect as best as you can the intention of what those rules are supposed to be.
Yeah. So they're still kind of in playtesting and beta for the...
PDF is available, and they're still... I don't know if it's actually playtest, but it's kind of like things are not set haha, in stone, right? Things are not set in stone, so there will be updates and things like that.
Cool,
so,
cool. Yeah, I'd like to try that. I saw the models and stuff. Yeah, it looks fun.
It looks like it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can just. Why would you not want to play like a giant T-Rex?
Right.
So I think they've probably done a good job of balancing. Okay, you pick like one carnivore species is like T-Rex, Dilophosaurus, Velociraptor, and like T-Rex, you get one because you're huge.
Right.
Raptors, you get 8 models because you're like little things. But I think they've done a good job of balancing the game where it's not like, well, I did my one move and my one action, and then all we're like, let's have it over here. So we'll see.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and that's I suspect that would be a great gateway game for a kid. If they see dinosaurs on a table, it's like, oh, what is this?
And they go, poke, right?
Yeah, right. Oh, well, very cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we didn't do the actual play last week, but we should this week. And I did a 250 years of RPGs, of tabletop RPGs.
RPGs have been around that long.
Well, 50 years, 50 times 5. So I did 50,
okay.
250 years worth of. So I covered all of like the, and what it was is I didn't want to, talk D&D. So we did the reactions to D&D. So all the games that came out kind of within that same, just like 5 years after 74 and how everybody, reacted and how, Basic Roleplay, Traveler, Tunnels and Trolls, all of them were, just kind of saying, yeah, okay, nice game there you got, and it's going to probably, nobody suspected it would be as huge as it was, but the reactions to it, which was kind of an interesting thing to look at. And I was surprised there were so many reprints of stuff. A lot of the companies are keeping those like original rules alive. Chaosium keeps doing reprints of they did the Call of Cthulhu kind of box set, original box set replica, and they've reprinted this, I think, 2nd edition rules of RuneQuest and things. Okay, cool. So there's a lot of replica. I showed off my replica collection. Not a lot of original stuff in there.
Is it all like Daryl Hannah with that makeup?
Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry, that's replica. Right? Yeah. Now, when you first said D&D reaction, I thought, we've dropped to clickbait.
Yeah, right.
Like, just like that.
Wizards of the Coast is dead. Yeah, D&D. Yeah, that's all I did. No, but I thought it would be fun because with so many things are hitting their 50th anniversary. That's insane. Like tabletop, is getting up there, and so. We're in, probably, however you measure it, like a 3rd or 4th generation of like total different thinking about what tabletop is. And, people that came from computer role play, basically, to
How'd
tabletop.
Work out for D&D for you?
Yeah, right. So, interesting stuff. All right. We'll get to see everybody in the chat. Of course, Galerion and Matt are there hanging in. And Samaru, sorry, yes, they're not able to watch, but we got some Warzone news coming, coming this week. Very cool. Okay, so let's get started for this week.
I'm set.
Welcome to the weekly.
Welcome to the weekly.
Welcome to the weekly.
Welcome to the weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I've forgotten about that. I'm Chris.
It's an easy way for me to find the cut for the editing, and no bundles, no good bundles to promote this week. So this week on the weekly, Chaosium versus AI. It's quite a mess, and I blame Adobe. Warzone Eternal, Singularity for Traveler, and finally Strange Stories on BackerKit.
Okay.
So let's start with the thing that's plaguing the tabletop publishing community as far as like producing a PDF. So a PDF, most people are using Adobe products. And we've had this previously happened to another company. So Evil Hat, I think we talked about this. Their Omdar PDF, they didn't do a physical book, right. So they did a PDF. And of course, they're saying human made, no AI. And actually, in the comments on DriveThru, instantly, they're saying, in this PDF, I'm getting, this was generated by AI multiple times for every one of your illustrations. And it's like, okay, let's take a look. all the art is human generated, we swear. Let's take a look and see what this is.
Knowing Evil Hat.
Mm-hmm.
none of their stuff is AI generated.
Right. And so we got a picture of it here. The Time Without Tide quick start by Chaosium. They're getting ready. They've got 30 days until their campaign launches. So they've got a quick start, and already it's got generative AI image descriptions. So I think this is a problem with software and also kind of considerations for accessibility, right? So if you are vision impaired, you use a screen reader, and so all the images in a PDF need text. They need alt text, what it would be in a website, or descriptive text for just a regular, digital PDF, PDFs and digital content. Yeah. So Adobe, they let us handle this. Adobe says, you guys aren't going to enter that data. Well, we'll just AI generate it, but we'll put a big descriptor in front of every one of our AI descriptions. This was generated by AI. So every image description on the PDF says this was generated by AI, and then it says this is a warrior, swinging an axe at a troll.
Okay. I do not think Adobe did that through any altruistic ideals.
No.
Right, their own goal.
That's their default setting is the AI. No. That's just their default setting is if you don't do it, then we'll do it. We'll,
why not have that's what it says. This was AI generated.
Mm-hmm.
Why not have it say this description was AI generated?
Well, the exact text, is this was generated by AI. I think it's just a feature that they.
Yeah, but I mean, you could read that as this image was generated by AI.
Right.
Where if they just said this image description was generated by AI, right?
Yes. Yeah, so really, so immediately, and people were overreacting. They didn't take a second to think, oh wait, there are different considerations for this digital content that I'm not going to be aware of because I'm not vision impaired or don't use certain different software to read this. So immediately Chaosium had to say, whoa, wait. They pulled it down and republished it, adding all of the image descriptions in there to avoid this auto fill, basically that. And why? You don't even want it. That means the Adobe's AI is crawling your document and reading the images. That's stupid.
That's the shitty part.
And that's the default. This is ridiculous. That's their default. So yeah, this is the second time that this has happened. And of course, people are so hypersensitive to this, and the companies themselves are taking these very strong no AI stances. But I think we're going to have to get used to this. I mean, it's not an all or nothing thing, because AI is going to be so deeply embedded in every app you use, every social media platform, every piece of software. It's going to be really difficult to stay, to be completely pure. The purity test for no AI as part of something will be close to impossible, very soon.
No, you are unfortunately right. But I don't use. Okay, no, I was thinking that I don't know what program Umdar and Chaosium's title were made in. But as you said, if it was kind of a default setting, that means Adobe crawled their stuff to generate that image.
Right. That text, yeah.
Wouldn't a responsible company, look at you, Adobe, have an option to turn that off?
Yeah, there is, but it's default on.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's all this default on, or it's okay, well, then you got to click here, then you got to go through the thing, you got to go to a setting that has nothing to do with AI, you got to do that, and then there's all these hoops you got to jump through, and I'm not talking only Adobe here, to turn off AI stuff that the companies are expecting you to go, and I can't be bothered.
Yeah, right. And they're just helping you out. It's just a useful thing. So yeah, and so I think we're going to have to start, instead of this hard stance no AI, because it's going to be impossible very soon, is ethical AI use, because I think tabletop in general is going to be immune from totally being overrun by AI because it is such a DIY, such a handmade thing. And the original rush of this technology is just the greedy third-party 5e scumbags that are trying to make a quick buck, throwing stuff out there, throwing quick character art out there, auto-generating, content for 5e. And that was the initial rush, and everyone just trying to scam. And that's going to die down. People are going to be able to sniff that out. And so I think tabletop will probably be more immune to that than other things. I mean, we do have these ideas of AI, run NPCs or even AI DMs, but who the hell is going to choose that? There's nobody that, unless you're super lonely, unless you've already fallen in love with ChatGPT, there's no way that that's going to be satisfying in any way once you've had a real experience. But we'll see. We'll see. It's going to get hard to really take that hard stance, and I think it's just going to be ethical use, because obviously in computer sciences there are no ethics classes. I mean, in medicine, you have ethics, but I think in a lot of biology and chemistry and computer science, they don't teach ethics anymore. It's just, yeah, sure, let's try cloning, let's do whatever, let's do whatever we can to make a buck. So yeah, we're going to be having that trouble for a while, and unfortunately, people are going to be taking a hard stance, and then they're going to look like, they're going to look foolish because they're going to generate something on their phone accidentally that was AI, or something's going to happen in their social media or something. You're using AI. That message you responded to AI. I think I told you that story that my daughter had a Gmail response automatically answered by whatever the Google AI is, automatically responded to an email she received. So right there, if she was a hardcore no AI, why are you answering me with AI?
I'm not a lawyer.
Okay. Yes.
But I think a lot of times you have to prove intent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
Right. So if you're just like, okay, kind of like I'd be.
Yeah, but the internet,
I know. Like, okay, so at this point, do you just have to say it's in there, right? I mean, like, okay, we are kind of all, I don't know. I mean, like anything that has an algorithm, right? But I think where the line for me would be, like, did I knowingly use generative AI to create this content? And when it was discovered or pointed out, what was my reaction? Did I like double down and like dig myself?
The future is now.
Or did I go, whoops, didn't know that, and like
yes,
fix it?
Right.
And I think that's what. But I mean, like, okay, like Ayadabison said on the chat, there is no ethical use of AI. There is no ethical use of AI.
Well,
because it's all been trained on stolen data, right?
Right.
So
Yes.
There's no ethical use of AI.
But we don't. Yeah, but with all AI, you don't know the data set. But I think also what Abyss is referring to is the energy that's being used.
Oh well, we haven't even gotten to like the environmental impacts and stuff like that. Like, I'm going to pretend this algorithm was trained on ethically sourced data. Like, no, you can't do that, right?
Right.
So yeah, okay.
It's going to be the new organic label for
AI. I saw something
ethically trained.
Like. Organic. It's just a label to make white people pay more. Right? So yeah, okay. There's no ethical use of AI because of how it's trained, but it's also using it is becoming very unavoidable. Those two things are true, unfortunately.
Yeah, but at least we have a place to focus our hate and our protests. We can just bomb data centers and free the Midwest of the country from the loss of their water supply and power grids.
A bit extreme.
Well, it's coming. It's coming.
I mean, like, you don't want to leave like a radioactive crater where a data center used to be, right? Just like, I don't know, just like flatten it somehow. All
right, but yeah, I'm a little bit. This is a little bit silly, because it does feel like these this kind of fanatical no AI. Of course, these two companies that have taken this stance aren't going to suddenly, well, yeah, all this content we're releasing to you was generated by AI. Yeah. It was a huge knee-jerk reaction and a huge overreaction for both of these companies. Because, I mean, come on. I mean, Wizards of the Coast, okay. We've seen that they've already, like, whoops. Yeah, they've already used a lot of stuff, especially for advertising and stuff they don't want to pay for promotional stuff.
That hot dog meme. We're trying to catch this guy. Right? It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so give Chaosium and Evil had a break, you idiots. This is gonna be an ongoing thing because and Adobe is just, I mean, they're killing themselves. They're cannibalizing their own users. we're going to see the end of Adobe before too long because they are really screwing up with how they're doing things. Like, because they keep raising the price of things, they're just squeezing everybody out, you know. And I think 23 was the last version of the updates for the software that it doesn't have AI embedded in it. So your cloning tools, your everything is all AI trained on people's work that was uploaded to Adobe Cloud. Yeah, okay. So, yuck. Yeah. Okay, anyhow, moving on. Staying in the digital realm, but moving on. We have a new frontier on my mini factory, and to my surprise, it's for Warzone Eternal. Ooh. I heard from the mouth of Resnova's Alex that they would never produce STLs.
Well, never say never.
Right. So, yeah, and they've handed off. So Resnova is kind of a one-man show, just using, contractors to make this game. To make Warzone Eternal, and they've kind of handed this off. And this was an update from last year, and it's kind of a funny update because it involves Big Bob Watts, an actual character in Warzone, and the Mutant Chronicles. But yes, there is. So Resnova has basically handed off everything to Transatlantis Games.
So they didn't lie because it's not them.
That's right. There you go. Well, Alex is a lawyer, so yeah, you got me on a technicality. Yes, Resnova Games has never released a STL. So through partnership with Transatlantis Games, who is run by Big Bob Watts and his son from back in the day, so from back in the original Mutant Chronicles days. So they currently we're producing the Two Thin Coats miniature paint range for the refugee from Games Workshop. What's his face?
Duncan Rhodes.
Duncan. Yes. Thank you. And so what do we have here? Well, we've got every single miniature produced so far for Warzone, plus they're debuting 3 brand new units. So what is a Frontier? Frontier is kind of My Mini Factory's version of a crowdfunder. Like, you've got tiers that you can pledge, and they show you a total, but it's not, and it's kind of time limited, but it's not kind of the same thing.
It's time limited.
Yeah, it's time limited, but there's not really a funding or no funding. It's just, here's a store that's open. This is a special deal. This Frontier is going to be a special deal. You'll get it immediately because it's digital, and this is
a limited time offer.
But kind of limited time offer, and it's not really. I mean, they maybe be gauging popular or one of our, maybe you're give that a squeeze there.
How'd that?
What's going on? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Yeah. That was my crunchy cable. Sorry, guys. Yes. So now live on My Mini Factory with special Frontier pricing. So, basically you're going to get everything they produce for the Kickstarter. And it looks like, kind of frustratingly, they're leaving it in the same kind of packs. Like, if you bought kind of random one-off things, they're kind of grouping things. You can't get individual miniatures. They're kind of like grouping things in starter sets and reinforcement kind of packs and stuff. So you're gonna duplicate, because I backed stuff on when they did that big World War thing. I backed the 3 factions that were available for that, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to buy duplicates if I want to get all of a faction.
Not like the STLs will take up physical space. Jeremy.
I don't have any more room for this digital data. So yes, so this is Transatlantis Games that's doing this, and we got a quote from Big Bob. What a fantastic opportunity to return to the game that I was so heavily involved with in all those years ago. What makes it more special is the new talents of Alex and Brian CP Steele, reviving the game while at the same time streamlining it to meet today's standards. I cannot wait for the Transatlantis team to sink our teeth back into the greatest story ever told in the tabletop world. So yeah, Big Bob's very enthusiastic. So yeah, he's president of Transatlantis Games, and also of course Alex and Brian are equally excited to hand this off and say, we're done. Yeah, we had it's double, they had a failed attempt at a Kickstarter and then a second. Okay. So what this means is they're going to be dealing, I think, mostly with digital, because they've partnered with manufacturing with Trenchworks with an X. And in the EU, they're using another company called, I believe, Silver Heron in the EU. So they're doing either resin or they don't exactly disclose on the site what the material is, but they talk about all of the manufacturing capability they have. So I don't know if this is CeoCast or some kind of resin injection mold. I don't know what they're doing.
My thought was like ground up orphans or something.
It could be.
Like, we're not specifying what material these models are. Right?
Yeah. So we're seeing this. So this also happened with Chronopia.
Okay.
So once the German company finished with the crowdfunder, they handed it off to a UK company to kind of continue manufacturing. So we'll see. There are new units, so hopefully, because it was all contractors and stuff writing and sculpting and stuff, they can probably keep paying them and contributing if the game, has any sort of profits. So we'll see. But and this is all from a license from Heroic Signatures, who owns, in Europe, basically Conan, Cull, Solomon Kane, Mutant Chronicles, Mutant Year Zero, Cult, and Chronopia. So you can talk to those boys if you want to license any of that stuff. So the license, it's also license dependent. So I think as soon as, Res Nova gives up the license or if it transferred, whatever, then that will determine the end of Warzone as well. So for now it's in new hands, and it's hysterical that it's Big Bob Watts that's actually shepherding this game that makes you kind of happy that it isn't going to completely, because I wasn't totally, it seemed like a little bit of a vanity project. The Warzone Eternal seemed like I got some bucks. I think I'll try this out. So good luck to Bob and Ian Watts for to run this project, and it's good to have him back. And I'm sure he's going to be very specific about his sculpt for his miniatures. Like, he's not big enough. Big Bob, bigger,
not medium Bob, not small Bob, not regular Bob,
and not just the head and the hands. The whole Bob needs to be bigger.
Oh man, head and hands. That's like the original Warzone.
Right. Yeah. Very.
All right.
Very wonky. All right. But so I'll put a link to that and check that out if you want to get a hold of some of those miniatures. And then also, take a look at Trenchworks and Silver Heron if you want actual physical prints of those and are not interested in STLs. All right. So something I'm curious about Matt's opinion on. We've got it's finally going to full release. There was last year there was a Kickstarter for this, the Traveler Singularity Mega Campaign. So Mongoose is using their second edition of Traveler and producing new content, and it's a lot. It's a lot of new content, and it's going to cost you. It's not a cheap mega campaign.
$500.
Not quite that much. Yeah, they're not insane, but it's a nice. I mean, and they didn't do a cheapy version, and I guess even the PDF they put a lot of work into, because the PDF ain't cheap either. So the Singularity is going to take place in the unexplored corner of charted space. It's a multi-part campaign and supplement, so the content is going to be much different. They're going to add a lot of things, I guess. So it's just adding something, not changing the rule set or anything. So you're going to deal with a godlike alien intelligence, a galaxy-shattering technology, and an epic space opera narrative.
I wonder if there's ever a mega campaign that's not godlike alien. It's it's normal intelligence. Right. It'll it's not super galaxy shattering. I mean, no.
Yeah. It's just a mega campaign trying to keep your job.
A normal day.
Yeah, right. So early 2025, they had a successful Kickstarter, and already as of June, the PDF was available on drive-thru. The box set that was available to Kickstarter backers, and it's hopefully already fulfilled to them because it's going on pre-order. It's probably they cut it real close. As soon as they opened pre-orders, people just started getting the box sets in the mail from the Kickstarter. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully Mongoose does better than that. But a box set will be available for pre-orders on the Mongoose website. So what is Singularity? This is a 608-page campaign for Traveler Second Edition. There's 3 books in a nice little slip case there. The Singularity source book, which will give you mechanical framework for the campaign, maps, starships, specialized equipment, an interstellar cruise liner, and a deep dive into the area of known space known as the Express Boat Network. Okay. So this is all new stuff, and this is basically all GM-facing material. The second book is Act 1 of the Salian Dream. It opens in the Imperial Core and the elite crew of the Ventura Fortuna, a luxurious starliner, is who you're dealing with, who you start with.
I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
Nope, nothing goes wrong. Well, wait, but there's Act 2, Renegade Mines. And of course, Act 3, the Glass Council. So the players, I won't spoil anything, but the players delve deep into ancient interstellar mystery. And of course, godlike alien intelligence and all that good stuff. So as of the 23rd, the PDF was available. And they didn't. I don't think they've given a date. The pre-orders are open, and it's hopefully this summer. But the PDF itself is going to run you about $80 American.
Wow!
So it's 3 books. 3 books, I tell you. It's 3 books. 600 pages, 600 digital pages, hopefully without AI generated image description text.
I mean, the last time I was here, I'm like, plus doing layout, like, you're putting in all the work to make that PDF. Right. So it's not like, it's basically now the same files, right? Mm-hmm. Just one goes to the printer.
Yeah.
And one gets cropped a little bit smaller and goes to you.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, and I think
$80.
Yeah, and I think though they're pricing it, Traveler I don't think has a premium life brand reputation, but they know this isn't going to be a huge thing. There's not that many people playing Traveler. So if you're going to be interested in this, they're going to want to be compensated and
Fair enough. Okay.
I think that's kind of, that is an unusually high price, but it is like, yeah, we did a lot of work.
So they're like the luxury car of TTPRGs, right?
I played Traveler 2E. I don't know what you're doing, but yeah. So it's good. That's going to run you, and and this is a little bit more understandable because it's a slipcase 3 hardcover books, $140 US, not including shipping and handling or local taxes or whatever. Yeah. Yikes! So hopefully it's a deluxe nice edition. I didn't check the Kickstarter page to see that, but I'm sure they got enough goals, enough stretch goals that maybe it's got a ribbon and some metallic and who knows what they spot. Yes. So yes, it's an epic space opera and should be a high end piece of content. But with Traveler, and maybe this just goes back, and this is probably only true of like original 1E players. Don't you kind of want to play your own thing? Like making your own campaign is kind of
okay. I've never played Traveler. I've never even done the life path thing where you supposedly is so famous for dying. But I mean, okay, I have to think it's like other games, like Legend of the Five Rings or something where you have all these different clans, and it's like, oh, cool, we made our own characters, and GM's going, and how the fuck am I supposed to bring you all together? Right? You couldn't have thrown me a bone or helped me out a little bit. So if you make like all these disparate characters, the GM goes, great, I guess you're all on the fucking liner, right?
Right.
So. Yes, I'm sure you could play the game where you're like, we made all these people. Mm-hmm. Session 0 is let's figure out why we're together.
Right.
Hopefully, so you don't just leave the GM hanging. Or, I mean, if you're going to play this campaign, I think it stands to reason that the GM would go, by the way, make whatever character you want. Just come up with a reason to be on this fucking boat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because that's where we're starting.
We can start there, right?
right.
And make sure you have a reason to maybe stay on the boat and not just leave.
Right. And I think Traveler kind of has it built in. You're building a crew. Like you've got a ship and you're building a crew. So who's the pilot and who's?
Oh, maybe we don't know. Maybe you actually are the crew of this luxury space line.
right.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Yes. So so I'm just curious if like. And that may be why it's priced so high, because I know there's not a lot of demand. They know they already know that Traveler players aren't hungry for content because they're making their own content. They're making their own campaigns. So we'll see. We'll see how this does. But yeah, I'm curious how interested Matt would be in something like this. And yeah, because it'd be fun to play Traveler, but I don't know. I don't know for $80. I don't know if we're gonna play all 3 acts for $80.
I wonder how long they expect the campaign to last.
Yeah, they don't kind of...
not that it's any kind of accurate thing.
Right. Yeah, because sometimes the party just goes around the whole
act. Like, here's this 3 acts. You just finish it in 3 sessions. Right. Cool, like, we played Chariot of the Gods across, like, man, we are only finished Act 1, and we're like 3 sessions. Yeah, so... Yeah,
you'll never know. But yeah, I wonder what it's intended, like how mega this campaign is. Yeah, it's supposed to be years.
Or maybe it's like a giant sandbox, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it could be as well. You're just trying to figure out what's screwing with us. Oh, it's an alien artificial intelligence, of course.
I can't, godlike intelligence, I can't not think of like Star Trek Next Generation Q.
Oh, right.
You're just like, well, you're just up against Q.
Just keeps messing with us.
Just keeps messing with you.
All right. And finally, this was interesting. I have questions, but it's interesting. There's a new crowdfunder, I believe this is on BackerKit, called Strange Stories. So a one-night rules light spine-tingling experience. So yeah, okay.
You missed an opportunity there. One night rules light. Something with fright.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking. But yeah, a horror tabletop game coming from a podcast, nonetheless. I mean, I can't poo-poo that because the podcast that did the Vaesen original campaign, and then it got published by Free League,
really? Okay.
is like, yeah, they are amazing. So that definitely blew me away. But this is a different kind of approach. It's a pick up and play experience for a horror-oriented tabletop role-play game.
Okay.
So the podcast was the H.P. Lovecraft Literary Podcast, but then they got nervous about using Lovecraft in the title and changed it to Strange Studies of Strange Stories, I guess is the new title. It's a very long-running horror podcast, and what they want to do is kind of take what they've learned and kind of even incorporate the podcast stuff, take what they've learned about storytelling to make a one-night rules-like game. So easy to pick up and to be played, and they're also attaching audio adventures to each session to make the game prep easier for the game master. So let me explain. So the podcast host and former Chaosium contributor, Chris Lackey, has been doing this podcast for 16 years. And so has experience both in TTRPG design and also audio production.
Okay.
So he was interviewed, I believe, by Wargamer. He was interviewed. He was interviewed by a website. And sorry, my notes cut off there. So what they do with their podcast is cover classic genre fiction, and they love like these kinds of stories. So what they're trying to do is tell classic stories of genre fiction, of course, including cosmic horror, but also standard investigation, mysteries, but not limited to those. They want to do, planetary diplomacy, ancient sorceries, surreal dreamlands, and even just wacky adventures. So the feel of an old pulp magazine or classic speculative short story is what they're going for. Mm-hmm. The players are going to be, or the characters that the players are playing are going to be dropped into a unique situation. It's going to be, so it's kind of anthology style. So every game is meant to be wrapped up in about 2 hours. So that's kind of their standard. So most adventures are designed to be completely played within 2 hours. They're going to be self-contained and made specifically for that, single play session. Mm-hmm. So the characters themselves will just have a handful of skills. They'll roll a pool of d6s with matching values. There'll be modifiers that are decided case by case and help power things narratively with a focus on storytelling. So the game, the basic game will come with 5 stories, 2 of which are straight horror. The others are science fiction and fantasy. And of course, there are stretch goals in the campaign to include more stories. Okay. And some of the mechanics in the games are things like setbacks, so narrative damage like frayed nerves or paralyzing fear. The story guide, which is what they call the GM, will be using, of course, like maybe harder things against the players at the climax of the story. So more serious or life-threatening setbacks will happen. And things there were also, so another example of setbacks are things like nervous conditions, psychologically scarred, and more tactile ways to control the stakes as the story unfolds.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd have to see this to know exactly what that means. But audio scenarios. So what the creator is addressing here is complaints he's heard from people about TTRPGs is actually the logistics of getting people together. Low commitment is what they're going for with this game. It's there, and hey, I got this, and let's play. So players, he says the players really go for it when they aren't worried too much about what happens to their character. Less investment might take away from the emotional impact, but the fun gets turned up to 11. Okay. And I think we've experienced that in the Alien RPG, the cinematic adventures. You're just given a pre-gen character with your little secret agendas. And yeah, you do kind of get a little gonzo and a little crazy, and you go for it.
You can, but I mean, okay, especially for horror. Mm-hmm. Which that the Alien obviously is, right? Like, people are going, like, characters. I hate when people say, "Oh, players are going to die." No, they're not players, right? You don't kill your players, right? The characters. That's one of my hill I'm going to die in. Characters can die.
I will kill the players.
Right? I will kill the players. Right? Characters can die, and being handed a character that maybe you're making a few small choices about what to do. Yeah. I don't really mind so much if this character dies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So if I spent like hours slaving over that 5e rulebook and go, oh, what, I died? Oh, the game, right? I don't care anymore. Right? So on that point, I think I'll agree with him. Like, yes, sure, the emotional investment has probably less than if you made this character yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The fun or willingness to engage with the material is probably a bit higher.
Right,
Especially if you're like, okay, this is one shot. We should wrap it up in about 2 to 3 hours, about the span of a movie. You're like, cool, I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what it's trying to address, and I think Freely kind of handled that. I think cinematic adventures function in this exact same way. The other thing that he wants this to handle, though, is the GM prep problems. So it's hard to get people to meet and play the game, and it's also hard to find time to prep. So
okay, yes, it is.
What they're doing is, all the prep you'll need to run the session is to listen to a 30-minute podcast while you do the dishes, commute from work, whatever you want, and then use the book, the rule book as reference, and there'll be the text of the adventure as reference. So kind of a summary, and maybe the beats you want to hit or the things you want to consider are going to be explained to the story prep guy. What's it called? The
storyteller.
The GM storyteller. Yes. The storyteller. That's all that they're going to need. So the audio adventure is a companion podcast. It will give you the main plot, the scenes, the story guide, character tips, and alternative ways to play. So and they've learned from play testing that this is what they've learned from playtesting these stories is, okay, this is what you need to do to run this. So kind of like when you watch a YouTube video about someone explaining or telling their story about what it was like to run a certain old module or something. That gives you the same thing, or just listening to an actual play, although that takes a heck of a lot longer than 30 minutes. But yeah, these story guides are going to try to get the GM prepped. I mean, they can if they're meeting at 6, the GM can come at 5:30 and listen to
Don't bother, man. Listen to the podcast. You guys order pizza. All right.
Right. So pick up and play style for the entire table. So the story guide, the GM just needs to listen to the audio. The players just need to choose a pre-generated character that has deep built-in stakes already with maybe how they've made the relationships with the characters. It's a rules-light engine, takes 2 minutes to explain. Even if you've never played an RPG in your life, you can hand somebody this character sheet. You'll be rolling dice and telling a great story 10 minutes later.
It's okay. Chat's going ballistic.
100% bullshit.
Right. Okay. Point taken about this possibly being like the reading is dead thing. I don't know. I kind of have not mixed feelings, but I am interested because as someone who has basically lost all their time to do any kind of prep, right? I got chores to do, right? And that's why I could see, okay, my family's going to bed. I still got to fold laundry, do all this stuff. I'm not going to be able to read and do this task. So, okay, sure, I can listen and do this task. So that aspect, okay, sounds interesting. Not everybody consumes information that way.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if a transcript of this material is also provided for the people who absorb information better by reading.
Get in the comments on this crowdfunding. That's a good point. I wonder if they do, because you're right. There are some people, and especially for TTRPGs, I would much rather read the thing than have it, auto read to me. Or
so would I, because then I could go back. Hold on, wait, I didn't quite get that. Or
and mark stuff up.
That being said, I get why you would do it in an audio format, right? It's just another kind of way. I don't. If it went to video, I would just no.
Right.
I don't want to watch Mark's video, right? But I could listen to something.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. So we'll see. So Chris Lackey, this is a final quote from him. I genuinely believe the audio adventure companion will be a total game changer in how people prepare for sessions. Honestly, once people use it, they're going to wonder why no one ever has done this before! ! Okay, let's not go crazy. I think podcasting has gotten into your brain a little too hard, but yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
So yes, so the launch of this Backer Kit campaign, July 21st. So check that out. I'll put a link to the be notified page.
I mean, landing page. I'm interested in looking at it, right? Indie scenes are constantly putting out here's little one-page RPGs, right? Here's kind of little scenario things that are meant to play in a night or whatever. This isn't a new thing, but
it's not a game changer.
It's a different game. You change the game, so I guess then by definition it's a game changer. Right? I don't know.
If you're playing Strange Stories, yes, you are changing your game.
I didn't hear what. I think it's probably their own bespoke system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not D&D 5e based. Nope, nothing like that. I don't see how you could do this with 5e, right?
Right.
But I mean, I'm at least curious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we played the Rebellion Unplugged did their adventure, their magazine. They're trying to do like an RPG one session, or not one session, but an RPG in a magazine. And they used a kind of their own bespoke 2d6 system. And yeah, so it's probably something like that where it's very easy to learn. And there's, just pre-gen, they did, it's stapled and milled pre-gen characters pull out of the middle in the maps and you hand it out. And yeah, so I thought that was great that they did two. Because it was the pandemic kind of cut them off. Right. But yeah, so we'll see. And this is, it's not only horror based, but I think the focus is going to be, some kind of crazy, exciting thing. So we'll see what kind of variety they get, who they're going to get writing these things, because you want to get some names or some people that are able to craft some nice.
I wonder what their audience is. Is their audience for kind of like, it might be a smart idea to try and cater to casual gamers, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. I mean like people who have maybe never played an RPG before, but like have a group, right? And they say, hey, instead of Monopoly, first thing that came to my head, let's try this. Right?
Monopoly. Yeah. And this isn't, and I think they've got an audience. Like this podcast probably has an audience. So they've got kind of a built-in, so it's good for crowdfunding. They got a built-in couple thousand people that'll probably be like day one, ready.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I want to take a look at this, and it sounded different and new, but I mean, you can't get to, you got to take a real good look at itch before you start talking about, we're revolutionizing the tabletop. Because there's been a lot of people doing a lot of good work for decades now.
Yeah, but itch is unsearchable.
Oh, that's right. Damn that search. Yeah. That's right. It's all hidden from me.
I mean, but also, like, you ought to be excited about your own product.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got to be like, it's kind of okay, I guess. Maybe we're like, it's not groundbreaking or anything. Like, no one's going to buy that game, right?
I mean, it's been done before. Probably better.
Sitting on the shoulders of giants or something. Like, no one's going to want that game.
Right. Yeah. So they also call it, a perfect gateway game, kind of like you're talking about. Yeah, just kind of whip it out and say, hey, let's give this a shot.
Let's try this.
Yeah. So that's not a bad thing.
No, I like it.
All right. So that's going to do it for this week. Yeah. So where can people find you?
Nowhere, because I don't post anymore. I guess I've been hanging out in the Great Helm and Buer. BUER game Discord.
Oh,
because that's Carnivore and 1490 Doom.
Yes.
Great Helm is just pretty cool. Also, I guess Blue Sky and Instagram occasionally. That's Hivemind, HYVEMYND, where I've been doing nothing. Nothing. Not even painting, like putting a couple little dots on 2mm troop blocks. I'm just.
But soon you're going to be painting dinosaurs. I want to see those velociraptors.
Oh, so do I, yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
How about you?
All right. So I'm drawing my single panel gag cartoon. You can find that at abusecartoons.com and Abuse Cartoons on YouTube and Twitch. I did some live streams for many years, about a year ago. And you can read the comic on gocomics.com/domestic abuse. Also check out rcharvey.com. It's a great archive of his writings for the past 20 years, basically a comics journal, comics buyer's guide, articles on cartooning and comic book history. And if you like what we're doing here on the weekly, consider becoming a weekling.
The strongest of all supporters.
On patreon.com/upturntable. Tell us what you like to see on the weekly and just interact with us in the Discord. And also you get an RSS feed that has the audio from this live stream sweetened and easier to listen to. You don't have to look at us, and I'll try to take all the buzzes of the cables out as best I can. But upturntable.com is the main website, and on all social media, just Upturned Table. I've got an actual play session coming tomorrow, surrounded by dervishes. I don't know what we're going to do, or I guess they don't know that yet, but that's basically...
Spoilers!
That's basically the situation. They got a guy waving at him going, hey.
I mean, they don't notice, like, the spinning people slowly coming
Right, yes.
That's what dervishes do, right?
Right, yes, that's a very religious experience they're having. But... yes, so tune in for that about this time tomorrow, so that we're using Old School Essentials to play old D&D modules.
Ooh, nice.
And and we'll do some other stuff. There's lots of stuff to be unboxing that I haven't gotten to yet. And and check out the 250 years of tabletop RPGs, where we just kind of go through some, and I do it kind of chronologically. So from 75 to 79, the kind of reactions to D&D and how much better something's got at either simulating or, kind of playing different genres, because immediately people are like, I didn't know medieval fantasy, sci-fi. Yeah. So that's good. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back again next week.
Later, mortals.
Goodbye. How's it going? Yeah, sorry. So the chat got a little active on one of those stories. Let's see what's going on. So how is everybody doing? Let's see. So Matt was saying, I wonder if Chaosium has the rights to the stuff they co-produced with Avalon Hill for RuneQuest. Oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, I wonder if because of the new version or kind of this like latest edition, I forget that, but it's like Glorantha. It's like the subtitled. I wonder if that excludes anything that they previously did. Yeah, Umdar looks great. We definitely should give that a shot. But yeah, Adobe, I can't believe that you have to pay all that money for their products, and then you're pissing off your customers because this was generated by AI in the PDFs that you're giving people. Amazing. But yeah, and InDesign, it's probably. And the thing is with, now that it's not software that you install, it's this service that it's constantly, just like Windows, it's constantly bugging you, update me, update me, update me. It's probably just like Windows. You get everything tweaked in Windows just how you want it, and then you do an update and it switches everything back. So you got to go back through, quit giving advertisers this and don't let this happen, and this, security settings and everything. Just like with Windows, I'm sure Photoshop has turned into that same kind of nightmare where they just reset your settings, and because they have added a feature and the default setting is AI on, yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, right. Yeah. So there is no ethical AI and there's no avoiding AI. So we're all doomed to hell because we're going to be, have AI embedded in our lives and are going to be stealing power and water from the starving middle America and everywhere else they can think to put these stupid things. This is saying, yeah, our generation of of the atomic bomb. Yeah, that's very true. Who knows when it's gonna go off and collapse the world economy, the bubble. Yeah, similar. Yeah, I heard somebody talking about that. Like, yeah, that's kind of the new space race, is this weird AI race, and based on nothing, and they're moving so fast that they're doing everything wrong, and they're overestimating what this stuff is capable of, and still saying, but in 10 minutes it's going to have learned so much. Doomed, I tell you. Yeah, good to see everybody. Arturo, Age of Adventure, and Quark, good to see you guys. And of course, Abyss. I don't know if I saw you in the beginning there. Yeah, normal Traveler campaign is much more like Firefly. Traveler already has a storyline with an architect's race that seeded the galaxy, so one of the playable Xenos are descendants of them. And Matt said, so for that Singularity, this is fine, but wouldn't be where I'd go if I ever get to play Traveler with you guys. Yeah. I think they're on a mission to get new players, hence they did that rock and... Oh, that's right. Yeah. I think so, and I think that's, why they're keeping the prices up there a little bit, because they're not going to sell that many copies, so they may as well, try to make some money. 100% Run Traveler campaign on the channel. Oh, Arturo's stepping in. Nice. We will definitely play your Traveler campaign, Arturo. Nice. Pirates of Dranex. Don't threaten me with a good time. I asked our Star Wars GM to play the adaptation of Pirates of Dranex. Oh, wow. To Star Wars that someone did on the internet. Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow. That's very cool. Already. So Matt say 2 hours. What? There's nothing. Well, it's so dependent on the players. Matt says, I don't believe it at all. Or is a perfect genre for one-shots. Story guy. That sounds a bit too much like someone narrating a story and not really a game. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. You listen to a podcast, then you recite the podcast, the 30-minute podcast, back to your players, and at certain times you say, okay, and now roll some dice. All right, you did it. I think. I don't know. Yes. Some of the reading is dead bullshit. Yeah, right. 100% bullshit. Oh, yeah, that was about that. Yeah, reading is dead. not the idea for strange stories. Yeah. I think so. I really like. I mean, that just. I don't know if that's like from university days or whatever. So I've got copies of the modules that were running. The old copies, but I'm not. I'm using like the the map and stuff. Like I set that up in front of me and stuff for reference, but I always print out the PDF version of it, and then so I can highlight and mark it up and write notes, and also just write like where we got on certain dates and stuff. So if I have to go back and remember and then cross-reference that with my notes. Yeah, reading through that stuff is so much so much better, and you can reread automatically instead of like rewinding. You know, what did he say? What happens in the tunnels? Yeah, yeah. 2 minutes explaining in the room with us. Yes. Yeah, no, it looks like a bespoke D6 dice pool system for strange stories. But yeah, I'd rather play, yeah. Oh yeah, Matt's saying rather play Chill, Alien, or Cthulhu, Vason, or Cult 1E. Nice. And Arturo's crashing out. Weaklings assemble, says Quark. Nice. Matt saying I did one of those spoke to Mitch McConnell things that everyone is doing. One of my items was that we agreed that Hasbro is killing TTRPGs. Corka said, I think Adobe's AI for generating and modifying images is somewhat ethical, but it's a little crap as well. Yeah, that's right. Because they couldn't steal enough, so yeah, they couldn't get. Yeah, because don't they have things now? I haven't ever gone near it, but there's things like you've got a photo and you say remove the light pole or put in a mailbox, and it just draws from whatever it can to just slop up your image with stuff. So yeah, you can do like prompt based photo editing. What a nightmare. Just gonna be sitting. I'm gonna be drunk like Deckard. I'm gonna be drunk on my Johnny Walker Black or whatever, just in enhance, add a mailbox, enhance. That's gonna be me editing photos in the future. Wow, that's not too bleak. Yeah, so we'll see. So yeah, it'll be good to get back. I hope. I didn't check, so I'm making promises as I do on the weekly. Every week, I make promises that I can't follow through on. But I think everyone's available this week. We'll see. I didn't confirm. I'll do that on Discord in the last minute because everyone's going to bed. All the players are going to bed right now. But at least I got Matt. I got Matt saying he might be there. Right. Yeah, Matt saying you can draw a selection box and say put a squirrel here, and boom, there's a shitty squirrel there. Nice. Oh, I mean that's all we needed. That's all we really ever asked for. Yeah. Especially that's amazing. That's the crazy thing that AI does like pretty well because it's only using it's only using the image itself, and I think that was the first feature that Photoshop was using is just you say extend the image and it'll just like blah 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 based on whatever it is. Like you've got more houses, a longer skyline, you get more clouds. So they did that very early on. So that stuff is huge for how fast you can do it, because that used to be something. Okay, I'm gonna clone some clouds in here. I'm gonna extend the sides out, and I got to clean this up, and I'm gonna clone this house and flip it, and yeah. It takes all that kind of grunt work out and unemploys, a lot of people that did that editing. Yeah, that poor squirrel. I mean, Matt's calling him shitty. He doesn't even know the guy. Putting a squirrel. He could be a good guy. He could be a good cloned AI squirrel. Not an ethical squirrel, but an honest, doing his job, filling the photo up. Oh, Matt asked the Discord chat, and only Terry responded positively. Did we get a positive response from Terry? Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so good stuff. Yeah, I want to try the rules, because reading through the rules for Warzone Eternal, and that's why I only got the rule book, and because I've got like 3x times miniatures for anything Mutant Chronicles now. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think they needed their miniatures to play. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to try the rules, because I think you roll off. Like there's so you got your lists, determine how big, you choose your factions, and then you roll off with certain bonuses and penalties depending on what faction you chose. And I think that only affects the Brotherhood and Cartel or something. Or no, the cartel's coming. I don't think there are any cartel yet. But you roll off, and that gives you a light and dark enhancement, which means you can add forces either from, basically, I think only Algaroth. You can add Algaroth forces, or you can add Brotherhood forces, and I think it gives you some kind of, benefit in points or something. So you can, but it's a thing you do at the beginning of the game, so it could change every time. So you kind of got to do this impromptu. Okay, then I'll take a, I don't know what I'll take just random Brotherhood and I guess then you also have to have, so that means, and maybe that was kind of their approach too, that means that you've got to have the miniatures for everything available on both the light, the Brotherhood and Dark Influence, side, the Dark Forces side of it, because you want to have people be able to add that. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll read through that again, and maybe we'll give that a shot. I want some excuse to paint some Warzone miniatures, but yeah, I don't know. It would be yeah, I didn't. I mean, I guess what they were thinking is, because in that setting, that there is everyone suspicious, like the mega corporations are suspicious of each other because, are you doing this because of the Dark Influence? Are you doing this because of greed, or what the fuck is going on? So I think that, like, having a random, like the Brotherhood, you're working, or you're infiltrated and basically doing the bidding of the Brotherhood, or you're doing the bidding of the Dark Symmetry, kind of works. But the other thing that was bugging me about it is there's not a lot of distinction between the mega corporation forces, and maybe that was true of the previous game as well. But you've got a couple of, like, stratagems or powers that you can spend points on, but they're not flavored that different that it really feels like. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't. Yeah, things didn't feel that unique. And in their original incarnation, that first Kickstarter that they ran, they basically were doing multi-piece kits where every body of every single unit was the same, just you're putting different heads and backpacks and with the emblems and stuff of the mega corporations to differentiate. So it looked really, really samey, and that's what I felt about the rules. It felt a little samey, but I don't know. We haven't played it, so I don't know how it's actually going to play. Maybe they play tested the hell out of it. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so we'll see see if that actually works. I don't know. I think I can trick Chris into playing that. I also want to try the new War Machine sometime, but we'll see if ever that happens. I think we'll probably play Carnivore before any of that happens, because yeah, Chris is interested in that, and I'm gonna try to build a castle, build something, because I need a tower and some kind of surrounding, some stuff with elevation to try 1490 Doom. And also I think I'll get their miniatures. They sell STLs for their miniatures. Their miniatures are really cool, like unique, very interesting sculpts. So get a few of them, but you can proxy, anything for that as well. But yeah, we'll see. Try that. Those are small crews, and it's a skirmish game that has a lot of elevation rules and stuff, so that's pretty cool. You're just climbing a tower, so that would be fun to try. And it's all like, kind of post-apocalyptic in the way that the plague is taking over everything, so your characters are kind of like, wearing something that's protecting them. They're kind of like, have the medieval equivalent of, some kind of deep sea diver suit or something that's trying to shield them from some of the horrible infection. And I think some characters lean into it because they're infecting and using flies and things as distractions, and some people are just trying to survive it. So yeah, it has a nice flavor to it. That the setting of that is pretty fun. But we will see. Wrench duel. So yeah, let's hopefully we'll be back at it. Yeah, if Terry's available, I think he's the one that usually has plans. The rest of us are just like, can we play? Oh, Terry's out. But yeah, let's give that a shot. Oh yeah, it was funny, Kristen. That stupid thing that I opened the live stream with the weird. It, so we're gonna have to go through that again. Didn't we already have like 2 years of like a zombie that just said nonsense, and then an auto pen was like running the government? I think we're in for 2 more years of that. They're getting that. They're dusting off the auto pen and putting a Sharpie. Doesn't he sign everything with a Sharpie? Every time I see our current president's signature, it looks like it's been written with a Sharpie. Maybe he's just so used to signing autographs that a pen is just not going to cut it. It needs to be a big old felt tip. Damn. I've been reading a lot of comic books recently. I just re-upped the comicsology thing. I forget what it was. Oh yeah. There's a really cool toy store in Japan that's like a museum. It's so big, and it's got they separate everything. And so they had a bunch of like old junky Marvel and DC stuff. And I was looking at some wacky kind of weird mashup figures and stuff that they've produced over the years. And so it got me thinking, oh, you should check this character out or this character out and see what the comics are like. And so I've been reading a bunch of old comics. So it's, yeah, definitely getting me geared up to do something with outgunned superheroes, or even the Marvel superheroes game. And there's a bunch of, there's Invincible, which I don't really like that story, but maybe the game is fun. Yeah, so I've been and trying to think, because all the stuff I've been reading recently is like wacky kind of alternate universe, kind of extreme stuff. So it'd be really fun. I don't know if the players would be into it, but I'll pitch it at some kind of weird extreme, kind of clash of kingdoms, kind of like trying to find a balance of power against some other big force. So a lot of stuff I've been reading is kind of like almost not really. It's a lot of punching and kicking, but and laser blasts. But just kind of powers that aren't necessarily allies, like cooperating against a bigger force. So those kind of stories have been pretty fun, and I've been surprised. The origin of the universe is wacky, stupid, but the Jesus, what's it called? The Absolute? Is it called Absolute? The new DC line that they're doing all of the characters, but without. So like Superman, but he grew up on Krypton before it was destroyed, or Batman, but he's not rich. Absolute, I think, is the whole world. So they're rewriting all the major characters, all the major DC characters. And I think I just read that they did some kind of like weird Justice League as well. But it's giving the writers a fun, like a real opportunity to write some really weird upside down versions of these characters that are kind of interesting. I'm just reading the Batman stuff now, and it's been much better than a lot of the stupid like reverso wacky Batman stuff. I forget the last one where Batman was actually the villain all along, or the Joker convinced everybody using the legal system that Batman is bad and he's good. Whatever that one was. I really hated that. I think I just stopped reading that. But this is pretty fun. It's the way that they're using like known names and characters and stuff, but totally like flipped around, is fun. So yeah, that's been really inspiring me to come up with a fun idea for a superhero setting, or some of the new superhero games that are coming out. But yeah, we'll give that a shot. But let's not forget the old school essentials, and a lot of people have been watching those, so it's fun. And I think when people see the names of like famous modules, they're always curious to see how we're handling it, and very poorly, but we're getting through it. We're hanging in. But yeah, good stuff. All right. So Absolute Green Arrow is a serial killer who kills billionaires. Nice. Thank you, Calarion. That's cool. Yeah, Absolute. Yeah, I was Invincible. It's the same tier as Twilight. Yeah, I've been enjoying the Batman series, and the Wonder Woman looks interesting. She like grew up in hell, and I didn't quite get what the gimmick was with Green Lantern. I read some Green Lantern stuff in the past when he had his Darkest Night kind of revival. But yeah, and they also did what is it? Alien Manhunter, Martian Manhunter. See, I know DC Comics like not at all. Martian Manhunter has a kind of a wackier look to it, but it's all kind of like I'm not sure I'm interested at all in why this world exists, and then they're going to do crossovers with the Absolute world with the regular DC world, and it's all like dark side powered. Like there's something the Flash did that separated Darkseid into this separated this world where he's only one world and not a multiverse, and everything was backwards because it was he took away the advantages that all of the heroes had. And like, okay, whatever. Just I want the series to be interesting. I don't care about the whole thing. Yeah, and you never know. You never know. Uh-oh. Quark is feeling confident about France, taking it all, getting that cup. The cup with the world of the world. World Cup. Cool, yeah, I'll check out I didn't see the Green Arrow out yet. And I'm basically reading because the first volumes, like they've been out for a while, and the first volumes of each of them are like free on Comixology. They're like included in the subscription. So that's why I've been reading through stuff, just trying to get inspired for like what we could do with a superhero story. Cause I'm not sure, just from what they did with the quick start, I'm not sure I want to do like what Two Little Mice did, like whatever their like, pre-done adventure is. I don't think that's going to be satisfying. Yeah, because it just seemed like they're just doing a Marvel movie, kind of thing. And I think we could do a lot better than that. Be a lot more creative than that. So we'll see. Oh, but I'm getting, after the latest trailer, I'm getting so psyched for Dune Part 3. I can't wait to see how they handle that and like where they end it, like what's going to be kind of the final note of that. If we're going to see the kids, and yeah, and how they're going to, because they change things. So the Chani's death is different, and the, you can't trust trailers, but the trailer looks like she gets swallowed by a worm. So that would be a very different death than her dying from Harkonnen bombings of the siege that she's in when she's after she had, because they lost a kid, right? Yeah, they had a son that was lost, that died in the fighting in Arrakis. Spoilers. So yeah, they've changed that a bit, and yeah, timeline and stuff, because she's not even pregnant yet, and Harkonnens are gone, and the jihad has begun, which is the crusade and the Villeneuve, whatever they called it. But yeah, I'm really excited to see that, and especially if the actor playing Paul can really change, like can really come across as crazy. Yeah. Oh, Clarion is asking about, so how do you like Comixology? Yeah, I'm kind of, I used it before it merged, before Amazon bought it and kind of fucked with it. So now it's just Kindle. It's just like a subscription. It's part of Kindle, that whatever rights Comixology had for different comics and stuff. I read it on a just I got a super cheap whatever they're called, Fire tablet or whatever, just the Amazon like super, so I can just throw that thing around. So iPads I'm so fragile with, and so like I don't like putting them in a bag and throwing them around and stuff. I'm so worried that they just suddenly stop working. So I got a really cheap Amazon Color tablet, whatever their Fire HD thing is. And I can just throw that thing around and not even care about it. And it's really nice for reading, because you got to get a color screen, and it doesn't do that weird thing that the regular Kindle tablets do, where it does that ghost thing where you're like, whoop, 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 every time you flip the pages. It's kind of that nauseating transition. So I just read it on the tablet, and do the. I don't know. I'm frustrated with it because I think I enjoy more seeing the page layout. So I kind of go between going because they have a panel to panel kind of thing that they've set up in Comixology, so how you can advance through the story. And sometimes that's fun for a reveal because you get panel to panel reveals instead of page reveals. But I like comics, I like the art of comics. And so sometimes I'll just turn the tablet horizontal and just scroll the page so you see the whole layout and how it flows and how you're supposed to read it. Because sometimes with the panel to panel, they want to get you to read stuff and you're not seeing, like if there's a character breaking the panel or crossing the whole thing, or when you get those big splash pages, they don't have the kind of like, whoa, feeling, because most of the time, depending on how you have your tablet oriented, it just comes up like, you're like, wow, I guess I'm zooming into this. Okay, wow. So they, it's so imperfect and they don't care, obviously, because it hasn't been changed. So I kind of fluctuate between reading, like scrolling the horizontal page, moving, just down it and down, up and down, and flipping it like you'd read up like a PDF or whatever, or using the panel to panel thing. It depends on the comics too. But I just read it on a cheap tablet because I'm already breaking my neck, my vertebra already falling apart with the way I sit at a computer. So the longer I sit at a computer, the worse shape I take, and I've actually fucked up the cartilage in my cervical vertebra. And that's causing me all kinds of fun, but so I can't read stuff on a monitor. I've got to be able to sit back or do it on the train or whatever. Too much information. Let's move on. How was that for an answer? But Dune Part 3, awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait to. So I want to, watch the first two again. As I wish that was so cool with Part 2 because the Part 1 came back to the theaters. Came back to the IMAX theaters in Japan for like a week run before Part 2 came out, and that saved me because I missed it in IMAX the first time because the Marvels or some trash movie kicked it out of the IMAX theaters in Japan after 2 weeks. So I wasn't able to see Dune Part 1. But Matt, so I can't how the face changer is going to change. I'm really curious how that's going to look because he always makes interesting choices about how the technology looks, the shields, and how things look. And so it's interesting. But I can't wait. I love how those look, and it's really interesting. I'm trying to think if they've had this, because always the trilogy ends on some triumphant, if you've been there for 3 movies, it ends on a some kind of triumphant note. I guess not the Matrix, but that's kind of the trajectory for Hollywood, and this is going to end on a really down kind of. I don't know how they're gonna how things are gonna feel, but this is going to end in a really weird way. So I'm curious how he's going to give this whole trilogy an arc, and if people are going to get it, because I think after the David Lynch Dune, if people are familiar with that, they're just going to think, he's Neo, he's a superhero, and he's brought the rain to Arrakis, and everybody wins. The ending of that film, and then they forget the dismantling of the Messiah thing. So that'll be interesting to see in the how he handles that, and because it might end, just real damn, like Paul walking out into the desert, or I don't know what, I don't know what they're gonna do. Because it maybe just have everything taken away from him. Spoilers, he's blinded and just goes out into the desert, and they're not gonna. I don't know if they're gonna get to the point. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do because he doesn't come back, right? They don't have enough time to do that. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, thank you, Quark. Thank you. Corrected. Yes, there is only one Matrix movie, and he's Superman at the end, and that is all we know. Yeah, there is no weird naked music festival at the center of the earth or whatever that was. Oh man, yeah, I mean, did the Matrix really do that well that they gave them such crazy creative freedom with that? And nobody was watching this going, what the fuck? What? What? Yeah. And some of the unsexiest love scenes ever filmed for the Matrix there. Yikes. But in the second one, that freeway scene was pretty cool. You know, that there were a couple more like, you know, what are those called? Big set piece, big scenes, big fights and stuff that were pretty amazing. They were still doing great things with the special effects. They were still like ahead of the game and did some interesting special effects. But as far as the story, yeah, they really didn't need. I guess they just said, yeah, whatever you do whatever you want between the big set piece fights, just whatever. We don't care, but just do that. And then by the third one, it's just like, okay, I don't even know what the hell's going on. Oh, cool. Yeah. If this is part of Children of Dune, that's going to be really interesting. He's going to have to make it pretty long, and then we're going to lose Paul like halfway through, right? And then he's going to come back. And I like seeing the Duncan clone. What did I say? Is that Duncan? Yeah. The Duncan clone facing off. Whatever that scene was, like kind of when he kind of comes back to thinking, yeah, I'm Atreides. Should be cool. So they're promoting it's going to break rivalry between Paul and Chani. Yeah, and that's because that was the last shot of the part 2 was just Chani's face, so we know she's got to be a major character, and maybe her death is going to be the how they're going to unwind him and give him no reason to live. I'm really curious if they're going to do the little dwarf guy that is part of the assassination attempt. I don't know, because that was a weird character when I first read that in the book, and then rereading him I was like, oh, okay, yeah, the funny little dwarf guy. I don't think that's what's his face Tyrion Lannister is going to be happy. I can't think of his name. The little person actor. He's going to be pissed off if that's not CGI. If that's not a computer animated little dwarf, he's going to be mad. Yeah, right. Yeah, Matt said they brought the resentment out into the open. Yeah, before it was internal. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I liked what he did. I like the choices and stuff, and to not do the voiceover was a huge obstacle. I mean, that makes it, you put so much more of a burden on the actors, to tell the story without the I think this and I'm thinking this and the doctor's acting kind of suspicious, and all of the internal voice that people had in the books, all the internal monologue kind of stuff. So could be cool. Oh, cool. So the kids are cast, so they're going to make some kind of appearance. And what's her face? The actress from The Witch, as Aaliyah, looks insane. Looks like she's gonna, which is good. I mean, she's already looking so alien. I think she'll work as Paul's like crazy juiced up sister. That might be interesting. Abyss says, I don't know about unsexy, sexy. They're pretty realistic. Yeah, they had just zero chemistry together. Hate, thank you, Matt. Yes, the ghoul, the Duncan Idaho ghoul. Yeah, that's right. Hate. But that should be cool. Matt says, I guess I cut the dwarf. Yeah, probably, because what's his face would get interviewed, would badmouth a movie and the director in some interview. Yeah, the bloody Aaliyah shot is, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there could be some really cool stuff in this, and how he kind of puts things together and has to, because he's already made decisions you know, moving timelines and things around. So we'll see like how all that stuff kind of, and the plot right away. I thought that always strikes me, the beginning of Messiah. And yeah, I think it's because he released it. The book itself was so successful, and he released the chapters serially. they were serialized and published individually. So right away you're getting into that conspiracy at the beginning of Messiah, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa! Like that felt a little pulpy and a little bit like, oh my god, this is getting crazy. So that might be fun. Sorry, but yeah, sorry, spoiling. So, but book's been out for a while. So many spoilers. Oh yeah, we'll just kind of tell you what we think is going to be, and yeah, we'll spoil things that aren't even going to be in the movie. But yeah, and that's too bad. I think this is it. I think this is all the Dune we're ever going to get. Well, I mean, yeah, they're not renewing that stupid HBO show, so that's probably all the Dune we're going to get. Especially good Dune, because somebody could get the rights to the Brian Herbert stuff and whatever, but it's going to be worse than that HBO thing. So, yeah, I don't think we want to see an Amazon Dune series or anything, but it saves Abyss the money if we just spoil everything right now. Yeah. The books, the first 3 books are so wonderful. Yeah, there's some really good stuff in the first 3 books. It gets pretty wacky. And I think they do some time jumps and stuff. I mean, you get pretty far ahead. I mean, you get into the distant future of this setting pretty easily and get all the weird stuff that Chris has issues with, but has read multiple times. Yeah, the first 3 books are really great. Yes. Yeah, it's funny. I wonder just the same way that like from that success, the next 2 books had to be, there's some crazy fantastical, also kinds of conspiracy and stuff in it. It got crazier in the world building, and then he just got out of control by Godhead or the last few. The last 3, by the third one, yeah, it's a lot. But interesting. I mean, if you like what he did, and plus he still has a lot of that the style that the books are written in, with the little like historical thing, which I think Warhammer stole. Didn't they steal that? Did the Siege of Terra steal that? But you get kind of like the little piece of some kind of recorded history before each chapter, kind of theming things. But yeah. Swelling on screen. Wait, what? Yeah, right. Well, I mean, if Jodorowsky is still still around, did he pass? I don't think so. He was not. He's pretty young. I think I think those are the books. I think we should let Villeneuve finish the first 3 and then give the last 3 to Jodorowsky. And I mean, Mick Jagger's still around, and he could still play. I guess he could play Leto the second. Yes, very stolen. Yeah, and I hate when because that was the thing when the first movie came out. It's like, oh, it's just Lawrence of Arabia in space. That the to kind of minimize like what the movie accomplishes. I mean, not even close. I mean, nothing happens in Lawrence of Arabia compared to the kind of scale and politics and kind of interesting interplay between characters compared to I don't think Lawrence realized that he was actually the son of the families of the Bedouin that he was just, I hate that the minimalizing and kind of thing that the internet does a lot. Oh, that's cool. So I watched Minions and Monsters with the kids yesterday. Oh no, with copyright expired. No way. The new Minions movie has Cthulhu in it. That's hysterical. Oh man. That's right. Yeah, because anybody can use it now. Now it's Illuminations Cthulhu. They could do their own Cthulhu, like the cute Cthulhu movie. Okay, I have to see that. I'll have to look. Hopefully somebody will do a clip of that on YouTube or something. Nice. Matt wants to see the chair. The chair dog is what I want to see on screen, says Matt. Yeah, the Despicable Me guys, those little yellow pills, those little yellow capsule guys that talk in like pigeon Ukrainian or whatever that is. Yeah, that's the new the other movie that beat Supergirl in the theaters. Too bad. But oh yeah, and that's the weird thing. I saw somebody did a video about the Woman of Tomorrow is basically True Grit, like told with Supergirl and the young girl that she that's asking for her help. So they just basically retold the story of True Grit, and when they made the movie that they supposedly said was, and all those movies are just like loosely based on the comic stories because they don't stick to stuff so heavily, but they totally like blew any of the interesting ideas in that comic. So, and maybe originally they intended to do that and maybe got some focus group or some executives telling them no, this has to happen, but they really fucked it up. It's a really meaningless story, and it doesn't make any sense that it was inspired by that comic. Animated Ghostbusters had an episode called Collect Call of Cthulhu. Really? Did they really? You mean the classic 90s? Is it 90s? I think it was a 90s card. It wasn't definitely maybe late 80s, but 90s. The real Ghostbusters, not those imposters that Gorilla and whatever that other show was that was called Ghostbusters previously. That's funny. Click Call of Cthulhu. We should we should make that our own exciting adventure. I can't believe that Illuminations stuff is so popular, and like they are the rival to Disney. Like DreamWorks is not; they barely have any output compared to Illuminations. Yeah, I was this close when I first moved to Japan. I was this close to doing the animation test for them, because I could kind of work remotely basically, but I backed up. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm glad I didn't too, because we didn't really know how kind of crappy their kind of business plan and their stuff is. Illuminations is a little shady, but they did well. They're doing the Mario stuff too, right? Yeah, geez, yeah. They're doing they did the Mario movies, and they're probably just gonna, because they're doing Dr. Seuss. So they're just going to keep grabbing IPs, but who knows? I don't trust the. I just got warned about the kind of business of them early days, and it may have changed. These companies get bought and management changes and stuff. But Collect Call of Cthulhu. Oh man, but yeah. So we will get back to it. I hope, if Abyss is available, and you can lose all that sleep to play with us. We'd appreciate it, Abyss. But yeah, we'll see what else we can get up to. Oh yeah, and I'd like to, Matt, if you're hearing this, I really want to do, maybe we can kind of do it like once a month, or kind of try to schedule it if we can, but do a live stream together and go through the Dragon, because you said like Internet Archive had the Dragon magazine, so go somewhere where we can just like flip through PDFs of the old Dragon magazines, because that was really fun when we were just going through that box of books that I rescued from storage. But I think it'd be really fun to start at the beginning of Dragon, and I'll do a little bit of research, and we'll kind of like talk a little bit about what they were trying to do with that magazine, and yeah, and just basically, because a lot of early stuff like the yeah, just like what became Metamorphosis Alpha. No, What is it? But yeah, is it? First appeared in like Dragon, or how they supported different smaller things, and I think like character subclasses and stuff. The kind of like not in the original D&D, but how the first time that new stuff appeared and how they were trying to like carefully expand what they were thinking about doing with D&D. Like all of that stuff is in early Dragon, so that'd be fun to look at. Plus the illustrations and the ads. I think Matt and I have the most fun with the ads. Nice. But oh no, what is this? Is this Collect Call of Cthulhu? Oh, it is. Yes. Nice. The Real Ghostbusters. It's written by Matt Reeves. Thank you, Matt. But that's good. Yeah, so what else? Yeah, and I've got all my old minis that we could go through too. A lot of old